Previously, on Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, Marth faces the Grustian Wooden Cavalry Regiment, then arrives at Gra, defeating the traitor King Jiol, then diverts his path towards Kadin to recover the Falchion, but is unable to do so. Having received a message from Archbishop Goto on how to defeat Garnef, Marth marches back towards his homeland of Altea to finally set it free. Marth has finally arrived at Altea, telling Princess Nina of his escape from 2 years ago, aided by his sister, the Princess Elise. Wanting to rescue her, as well as liberate his homeland, Marth sends the order to charge. In this map, 14 units must be deployed. The player army starts in the northeast, while the bulk of the enemy army starts in the center of the map. The Wyvern Knights can easily cross the river to attack me right from the start, but the cavalry will have to circle around the map to reach me. Once I'm done with the Wyvern Knights, I move towards the west, a house along the way telling me of the conflict between the two nearby villages. If you visit one, the other one help you. I decide to visit the eastern village, which holds Samson, a former gladiator who will join us. But knowing of the feud between the villages, he warns us that we can't recruit Aran, who lives in the other village. Samson is a hero. He has high HP, strength and speed, with a good growth in HP and enough weapon level to use all swords in the game. His other growths are a bit on the lower side, but his high bases overall make him a good unit in combat, so he can contribute well in this stage of the game. At worst, he's still a decent filler unit. Had I visited the other village, I would have gotten Aran, a paladin. He has the same HP as Samson, but most other stats are lower, in favor of having higher movement and defense, although he has higher strength and speed growths. His weapon level is the same, and his growth unit makes him capable of using the Gradius with some investment. He could be a filler unit just like Samson, but if the roster has enough good mounted units, his lower stats will become much more apparent. I move towards the nearby town with Marth in a risky maneuver, his rapier claiming many enemy cavaliers in combat. In this town are many facilities, including 2 arenas, a convoy, 2 armories, each holding a different inventory from the previous chapter, as well as 2 vendors, one holding the inventory of chapter 14, the other holding one of the inventories of the previous chapter, the one holding recovery staves. In this town are 3 houses. One tells of the dangers of the Devil Sword, another that Princess Elise has been kidnapped by Garnef, while the third celebrates that the Altean Knights have returned. A 4th house outside of town tells of Zane, a young man locked in the prison in the east. While I dealt with the enemies in the west, I freed Zane, dealing with the heroes locked inside, one of them dropping a hero crest that I give to Ogma. Once Zane finally arrives near Marth, he thanks him for his rescue, claiming to come from a faraway land, and that he is capable of transforming into other people. Dolhr wanted to use this for their advantage, but Zane refused, happy to help us fight against them. Zane is a freelancer, 6 movement class that wields swords. His stats and growths are irrelevant, since the freelancer class allows Zane to mimic any adjacent character in the army, complete with copying stats and class, though you have to supply him with the proper weapons. Because of this, he's generally as good as the unit you want to copy, although his starting movement of 6 can lead to inefficiencies if the unit you want to copy starts far away enough from him. For the most part though, he's amazing. By this point, only stragglers remain, 2 generals guarding the castle, one of them being the boss. The generic general will move away from the seize point for a potential Marth seize, but I decide to face the boss. Guarding one half of the castle is Holstat, a level 7 general with a killing edge, a nasty weapon that boosts his critical to considerable levels. As such, I attack from range with Merrick's Excalibur and finish him with Linda, wielding the Thoron, Holstat dropping a Draco shield when defeated. This stat booster increases defense by 3, which I give to Marth. I then seize the castle with Marth, him giving out a speech to his soldiers who have helped him throughout his travels to help with the liberation of Altea, warning that many enemies still wait inside the castle. Marth enters the castle. As Marth enters the castle, Morzas taunts the prince, claiming to be the strongest of Medius' servants. Having killed Queen Lisa and given Princess Elise to Garnef, Morzas dares Marth to face him. In this map, 16 units must be deployed. The player army starts in the south, while the enemy army has 2 positions, one in the northwest and another locked away in the northeast. Outside the castle is a convoy, a vendor, which holds the inventory of chapter 10, and a house, which tells of the VIP card, a card that allows units to visit the secret shop, though he does not know where such shops could be. Enemy reinforcements will spawn from the entrance at the east if I'm not fast enough to block, so I need to split my force into 2 to deal with them, as well as safeguarding the chests. I warp Navarre to the west to block thief movement, and open the door with Julian, sending units around the throne room to block reinforcements. Navarre takes quite the beating, so I send Marth, George and Merrick to relieve him as Menekites and Knights approach, giving healing support to Navarre with physic staves. One of the thieves drops a door key when defeated. The bishop near the boss holds a swarm tome that will be dropped when defeated, while the 2 remote curates will drop the VIP card and the Fortify staff, which heals 10 HP to all allies. With the thieves dealt with, I loot the chests. From left to right, top to bottom, the chest sold a warp staff, 15,000 gold, devil sword, very powerful and usable even by thieves, but with a chance of hurting its user, a Draco shield, which I give to Marth, a Paladin's Honor, which I give to Abel, and a secret book, the stat booster that increases skill by 5, which I give to Minerva. With the looting done, I deal with the boss. Sitting on the throne is Morzas, a level 7 mana kit with a Mage Stone. The Mage Stone is stronger and more accurate than the Fire Stone, with an increased defense boost as well, but their greatest strength is that it grants their wielders immunity to magic attacks. As such, melee combat with Worm Killers is the solution. I move Kane next to him on a pillar tile for extra avoid and end him in 2 rounds of combat, Morzas dropping the speed ring. I decide to give this one to Media. With the boss defeated, I open the door behind the throne with Minerva, holding the VIP card, the revealed square being the first secret shop of the game, notably holding Master Keys, Physic and Ward Staffs, as well as Thoron and Swarm Tomes. Once I'm done stocking up, I seize the throne with Marth. With Altea finally liberated, Melidus shows to Marth the cheering of his people who shout, "Glory to Marth, the Prince of Light!" Marth moves to the west. While the liberation of Altea brings many cheers to Marth, he has no time to celebrate. The matter of the Falchion is yet to be resolved, so Marth will continue his journey to find the Light Sphere and the Star Sphere. His story is far from over. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, as Marth retrieves the legendary spheres.